quick intro?
Absolutely. I'll remember. Smoke Circle, episode 66, is it?
Uh, I just typed it in. I remember. Yeah, 66. We're coming at
66.
you live now.
Hell yeah.
We've been having a deep discussion behind the scenes, something that we couldn't say on camera, but it's getting to the point where it's just too deep and it's too good of a discussion to leave the viewership out of this.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to a later night of the Smoke Circle pod.
Yeah, welcome to a later night. This is probably going to be the new type of schedule that this podcast is going to run, baby.
Smoke Circle pod, episode
Probably going to be
66.
starting around the 7:30 mark. We've been in this room for at least a good hour and a half
yeah,
now.
we were just going.
It's been a deep conversation and a lot has gone on behind the scenes, but it's just something that affects too many other people that wouldn't be fair to.
Yeah, just names that shouldn't be in the discussion.
Yeah, and so we're gonna do our best to leave that out and have this podcast as it is. But with that said, where we were at,
man. So like, I forget exactly the book. I'm so fucking dumb. I'm sorry, but it's like the 48 the 48 laws of attraction or something. I get.
Yeah, but you can.
But
sit
anyway.
back and
People don't want, if I just come up to you and be like trying to like act all cool, trying to tell you about all the trips I've been to and like type of different people I've seen and been with and all this, it's like, who is this person? Why is he telling me this? And what's the point of all this, right? Whereas if I just step back, listen, and try to make connections, and just let the other person tell their story.
just show face.
Yeah, be interested. Don't try to be interesting. Just try to be interested, right? Be interested in the other person.
Well, a lot of times, dude, and this is said a lot through a lot of things. If the quiet person in the room is typically the smartest.
Yeah, man.
Or the most brilliant minded, or whatever you want to say, because they're not showing you their hand, they're not showing face, they're not letting you know anything about them, and observing and taking in everything about everybody else in that room.
You're just taking it in.
They're taking it in, and they are making decisions in their own mind that could that take advantage over the whole thing.
Yeah. Honestly though, I'm sorry. Honestly though, like, okay, I'm not saying this, right? Because I often did not agree with that, because I was always the quiet one, right? And then, like, I would just be, like, looking, right, and, like, really seeing that. I didn't ever feel, like, the smartest one, but when people said that, I'd be like, yeah, cool, yeah, whatever. I didn't really believe it in my heart. Kind of, like, years later, I would say, like, over the past year, honestly, it's been super recently, where it's like, wait a minute, like, I kind of catch things, and it's not just talking about this conversation, not just today, but I kind of catch things that most other people don't, or it's just, like, I kind of like can read between the lines, and so I've noticed that not everyone has that skill, or it's just a certain type of
like
skill.
reading between the lines.
Yeah, or like
I gotta say,
body language, and maybe that came as a young age, trying to please. That's where it comes from. Like, maybe as a baby, I didn't really feel.
I appreciate the likes. Thank you.
Oh hell yeah, and I didn't really maybe feel like I was. Being taken care of, but my mom did, right? My mom did, yeah. But I'm just saying that's where that deep-seated need to just kind of like step back and watch, because if I make a wrong move, I don't want to be punished, right? That's where that quiet nature kind of comes into play. I gotta say,
like, I'm normally pretty good at it, but you're like excellent at it. Like,
well, it's just nature. It's just who I am.
You pick up on a lot of things a lot faster than a lot of people. Like, I pick up on a lot of things that, like, because I like to. Yeah. I'm typically the quiet person too. I don't normally talk as much as. I mean, we run a podcast. It's kind of hard to say we're not the talkers, right?
But this is like the one. This is our one social, not the one social hour.
Yeah, this is when the two quiet kids get together. Right?
Yeah, man.
Like,
that's what.
I mean, that's honestly like.
Yeah,
man,
up through,
like,
you're right.
School and shit. People are like, "You're always the quiet kid in the class," and I'm like, I don't really have anything to waste what I have to say on you guys. There's nothing here to be said.
Yeah.
If I'm interested in you as a person, we're gonna have conversation. But other than that, like. I mean, I was even in like high school, right? I would just be the quiet person in high school throughout the class and stuff. I wasn't the loud mouth, the class clown. My friends and shit were. A lot of my friends were the loud mouths, but here I am.
What does that say about you, though?
But here I am, and where are they?
Yeah. No, I was just gonna ask you, right? I'm not just trying to, but I just want to pick your brain a little bit. If your friends were the class clowns, if you is that what you said? I'm sorry,
Like,
like,
well, not really the
or
class
not
clowns,
the
but the
class clown,
loud
the
mouths
loud mouth. Sorry, I'm
and the
dumb.
like,
But yeah,
yeah.
the loud mouth. But like that type of, um, what does that say about you? You would say like,
I feel like when you ask that question, it says the wrong thing. And looking back on it with the knowledge and the wisdom I have now, I would say it's not the crowd you want to put yourself around or put around yourself, because it typically doesn't work out.
yeah,
And I feel like I could be further than I am had I picked a different crowd to be around. I feel like had I stuck with the other people that were quiet and not necessarily like, I don't know how to say it
the
nicely, but not really like the bookworm kind of crowd, but just the same crowd that I am. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
Just the quiet person who's still like not antisocial.
yeah. Just honestly, at the bare minimum of what you're saying, right? I understand what you're saying. It's just like your vibe of who you are, so that's who you would naturally
And
gravitate towards.
if you should,
But
and you should naturally need to graduate towards the kind of people of your same. Even if you gravitate towards like another crowd, you
yeah,
should be able to look out and understand that and realize this isn't the crowd that I fit in. I should gravitate more towards the crowd that I do fit in.
yeah, yeah, man. Can I always be honest with you?
Yeah.
So like that's kind of crazy that you said that, because I'm just trying to like think. I understand exactly what you're saying. It kind of like really struck me, and I was like kind of like just thinking. I was like, oh shit, like who did, when I was growing up, who did I want to be friends with? And in a weird type of way though, Reed, it was honestly like the immigrant kid, or like maybe I'll just be straight up. It would be like the black kids, honestly, because that's who the ones I could most resonate, because in a way they were kind of like the outsider. I'm not saying in a weird in the
I
school
understand, yeah.
situation,
Uh-huh.
right? In a way, I always kind of felt that way, because I was always, I mean, maybe you guys didn't realize it, but like from an early on age, I was always like reminded that I was German. So I always kind of like had like this immigrant
Really?
mentality. Yeah, 1000%.
I didn't even know that, dude.
Yeah, man. Like I would say, like I would be like in my
Damn.
head, right? And be like growing up. Well, I would say like I would say just elementary, right? I would always imagine myself as like the international kid, maybe like an
Did
immigrant. And like when I would see like you guys, for instance, right? Black people always just vibe. I like sports. I like basketball, so we just used to vibe and just like I could just hang and like naturally just kick it with a black dude a lot easier than maybe just like a Texan white person, in a weird type of way, because
Wow, you see, I've never even
it's kind of crazy to think about.
damn.
And
So
so
did people like, I'm gonna just be real with you because I want to, it's more personal, but
no,
like,
yeah, that's okay.
so did people pick on you for you being like
Yes,
foreign?
yes,
Yes.
yeah. It was yeah. All my life, it was
Even that young, like in elementary school,
yeah,
kids would.
not elementary is maybe just a couple people saying like I was like a Nazi or something, which is okay, it's like, but they know.
Bruh.
I mean,
What?
yeah, it would always be like that. It would be like, so he would always go there, like he would always,
Wow.
after he apologized. It was like honestly a full circle thing in my life. I was like, holy, I just felt like, whoa, like the one person who like really did traumatize me, like legit just like admitted that they were wrong, and like straight up just like legit apologized in a moment. He really
It was
did.
a real moment.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So after that, I was like, you know what, water, and then it was all get out. It was like I forgive him. It was like really big in my life, honestly. It was like one of those, and then like some of these moments like really kind of like, because like I took it on, and like it like
Is that's a mutual person we both know?
yeah, it happened.
Okay. Because I called him out on it. Because he didn't know you felt that way, right? And you told me, and I called him out on it.
This is when we first hung out, where like it was like one of the first couple nights of us like reuniting, that it was like where he apologized, and it was like, okay,
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
it was a long time ago.
From now, yes.
Yeah, but it was like after high school, because all throughout
Yeah.
high school it was like that, and I was like, oh shit, like
Let me ask you this:
okay, I was a good
is
person.
that why you quit hanging out with me? Was because of them?
honestly, I was just like kind of lost in my life, and I didn't know really who to. I
Because it
kind of
was
like have the
like
same thing where
once
it's
you
hard
kind of got
to.
your vehicle in high school, we never fucking saw each other again for years.
Yeah, what was that? I don't know. Maybe honestly though, Reed, it was honestly I was like not antisocial, but socially awkward, and I was like going through like a really dark
Mm.
time, and so I felt like it was like really hard to like build any type of connections. So it was like at that point I would just be like I lost everybody honestly. Like I had like one friend like who now is like an alcoholic, but like he was my
Damn.
like my one ride or die like all through it all. Whereas like other I was because of honest if I had to look back on it right. I didn't have anything against anyone. Only is this person who
Who kind of like
exactly, but
really made it a
other
hard go of it for you.
yeah, exactly. After
Okay.
but only yeah, man, I was like, you know, shit, I forget exactly what I was saying, but it was like I've what exactly were we talking
We were
about?
talking. You were talking about how like you only had like the one friend type of thing.
Oh yeah, it's just like I was just socially anxious, depressed, and hard to make
Make friendships.
connections,
Yeah.
relations, and so I just kind of like I
Damn.
just
Okay,
didn't really
that's good
text
to know.
anybody.
Because I would have been a lot more like.
I was just there. I was just lost there
I would
for
have
a
been a
little
lot
bit.
more unhappy if you had said the other thing. I'd have been like, damn, I lost like a lot of years of a friendship because of somebody else. That would have pissed.
Nah,
That would have
nah.
rubbed
He
me.
didn't. He nah. He
Not on
didn't.
your part. It would have rubbed me
No,
wrong on
exactly.
somebody
But I
else. I'd have been
can't
like, damn,
honestly.
why?
No, no. Honest to
Okay.
God, I can't blame it. I can't.
Okay.
No, it's not
Good
like that.
deal.
It's me,
Because
honestly.
that
I
was
gotta take
somebody who I
responsibility.
was with like consistently all the
Yeah,
time.
man. Yeah, man. We at least hung out, like hang out, like
Yeah.
a lot. But how? But honestly, though, I would say back in. I just have to say it. Back in like elementary school, I used to tackle. I would.
Yeah, I
Did
know.
that?
Yeah.
Would that be okay, or how did you feel at that time? Like, were you like really
I
hurt
felt
by
a little
it?
bullied, honestly, and it
Okay.
wasn't more. It wasn't really you. It was the friend you hung out with.
Oh,
Then
okay. Yeah,
I
yeah.
blamed that person for the way you acted. Because that dude was a piece
Yeah.
of shit, and I
Looking
knew
back
it.
at it, yeah.
And I
He was
always
my
wanted
one
to.
and ride or die. Like he was cool.
I
We
always
always
wanted
just did
to,
like vibe,
dude.
but
I
like
almost
yeah, looking
fist fought
back
him
on
in the
it.
bathroom in high school because he came in there trying to be
Damn.
tough and he fucking shoved me into something, bro. And I turned around and I put that motherfucker in the air on the lockers, and I was like, "What's up, bitch? You want to watch? You want to get your ass beat in front of all your friends, huh? Because I ain't the one to
Damn.
fuck with." And I
Damn.
remember telling him that to his face, and that motherfucker caught a stutter.
Oh
He caught
shit.
a fucking stutter in that bitch, and I was like,
Damn.
"Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
Yep.
Maybe
Yep.
you shouldn't pick on the dude that's fucking twice your size, dog." That shit
Damn.
happened when he was bigger than me, not when I was bigger than him.
Damn.
He thought I was a little bitch.
Yep. Damn. After that, he stopped fucking with you.
He never fucked with me again. Didn't even fucking talk to me no more.
Damn. So that makes sense on like I would kind of like think about like taking this person like maybe like go out to eat right back in the day. It would
Yeah.
never be like that. I'd be like, what's the fucking deal?
I'd
Like
be like, I ain't taking his fucking ass nowhere.
I was like, damn, like I didn't know you had such like strong emotions about it. But looking back, I'm like, damn. It all starts to make sense now,
Yeah.
honestly. I didn't know that at the time.
That incident occurred in front of a lot of his friends because they thought they were gonna help him,
Yeah.
but they didn't even really like him because he was a piece of shit. And so when he got put in his place, he kind of realized like, oh, I'm the little bitch.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I know maybe this is too personal
Nah.
about his dad.
Nobody fucking knows
Okay,
who we're talking
yeah,
about.
exactly. This same person was like he was he was an international feud I would say. Yeah, well, he was he from a different. I don't want to say like the nationality, but like it was a he was
Hang on
a
just a second.
lawyer.
Hang on just a second.
Maybe pause it.
Let me just hit mute.
Who turned out to be a fraud, and he like I was like in jail for a little bit. You know,
Okay.
this person like had a sleepover one time at my house, and my parents didn't really like him. And then like I was like, fuck, man, that kind of sucks a little bit. But at the same time, I was like kind of like thinking like, is it because he's black? And so that's what's kind of like in my mind a little bit.
Yeah, and
And maybe it
so
was, but then maybe they kind of
so
like caught on that vibe.
a lot of people thought that's why I hated him. And I was like, it has nothing to do with nothing to do with it being black. It had to do with he fucking bullied me
Yeah.
when he was bigger than me,
Yeah.
and now he's not.
Yeah. Exactly. No, he
Because
turned
like,
out to be a bitch. He was my friend at the time, but at the same time I was lost, so it kind of makes sense. I would
yeah,
like make connections like
now you
that.
now you now you
Now
understand.
it kind of
Yeah.
makes full circle because like after a while, he gave me an edible, and I did that in college, and now it's this is off camera, right?
No, we're on right
We're
now.
on
No, go
camera.
ahead, go for it. Fuck
Oh
it.
no,
No,
but
you were in
fuck, I don't
college.
give a fuck honestly, because it was like whatever. But like I took an edible and went to like it was community college, and I was like, dude, I kind of like I saw light. The funny thing about that, he gave me a cookie, and I kind of ate half the cookie, and the cookie was like fucking huge. It was about fuck. It was a good
Like
six
like this inner
inches.
circle, maybe not that
I
big.
mean, not
Less.
maybe not that big, but
Damn,
bigger
bigger than
than
an
this.
ashtray.
Yeah,
God damn.
and it was quite large, and I ate half of it. Fucking tasted straight like weed. I fucking gagged that shit. I couldn't eat more than
You said,
half. But
oh
good
my
thing I didn't
god.
eat the whole thing because after I did eat half, I was zooted and booted. But I saw life. I saw life as like a game board and game pieces. We were leaving a class and we were transferring class to class, and like I just saw people as like it was like up in like I was up on a hill, so I oversaw a little bit of people, not even a lot, but it was like game pieces in a way, right? Where people were
God
game
damn.
pieces, and like life is just one big game, and like you just move through life and as if it was a game in a sense of like, man, like we're just going through it, like
Bro, edibles take you to a whole nother place, my
so it
man.
opens up
It's
the
like,
mind, and so that's just what I want to go on this, right? I think that's where a lot of people have freakouts and like blame weed as like
it,
panic attacks and all
easily,
this because
easily.
it would sense a big
If you're
fear
not really,
of
I feel like you got to take it in
you
in
have to
baby
be
steps of weed.
but yeah, you have to be okay with you have to look at life and be like, bitch, this is what it is. It's gonna open it up whether you like it or
You're
not,
gonna
so
look at it,
you're gonna look at it, so like
and if you don't like what you see, that's when you fucking say that's not for you.
you have to accept it though. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
But if you're saying I don't want to see it, at one point I was kind of there, but one point you just gotta be like, dog, like you have to accept seeing it. You have to accept
You know what
being
I'm
like,
scared that it shows me? It shows me that that weed is not for me.
mm,
Sometimes it shows me that, and I'm like,
okay, fair, fair,
that's when
fair.
I kind of like. Then it makes me really question myself. Like, am I in denial about this? Because I really enjoy doing this from time to time,
Yeah.
and I'm like, or does it really mean like do it like I did alcohol?
I see. So you kind of fear that you kind of like would abuse it, or is it the
It's
usage,
it's
or like
more
what it
like
does?
having to give it up type of thing.
Mm,
Like, am I scared to have to give it up to the point where it's like a rare thing versus like a common practice?
mm,
It's kind of what it.
yeah,
It's
man.
kind of what it opens up when I see it sometimes,
Damn, that's real because at the
and
same,
that'll make me not
yeah,
smoke for like a month easily. I'll just
really.
be off.
I admire honestly like your ability to like stop. At a certain time, I feel I accept
It,
I'm kind of like in denial myself. I stand by that, but it's like I don't want to like not like say that, right? I do
yeah,
really
because you
do
have
say
to
that.
like, because it's the accepting that thing, and you're like, damn,
Yeah, man.
damn it.
Cause like I would say it would be a lot. Okay, once you get past the first couple days, then it's easy.
Easy.
Honestly, once I go 2 days, I'm like,
It's
okay, it's easy.
it's like
Honestly.
once you go 2 days, but then for some reason when you get to like 8 or 9, you're like,
Oh, okay. Why
it would
not?
it would taste really good.
But that's the thing. You can't have it at the house. If it wasn't at the
Oh
house,
yeah, no, you can't. Have it
maybe
else.
maybe at that point, then I would just like smoke like every once in a while. Boom, take one joint. I'll be zoning. I'll be like, oh shit, this is kind of nice.
But see,
But
when I
I
take
like
edibles,
smoking.
bro, it only takes like a small. You know this. It only takes like a small amount for me because they fuck me up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an edible guy. They put me in a different world real fast. Not even opening the third eye. Just in like a. I'm like goofy. I'm done. I'm fried.
Yeah, that's fair, man. That's fair.
Off like a solid 10, I'm fried. And people are doing like 40 and 50, and I'm like, God damn, where are y'all going? What are y'all seeing at that?
That's fair, man. That's fair. Honestly, when
Mm-hmm.
I'm there, man, when I'm in, but at the same time, you have a, you have new responsibilities that are way
You are right, yeah,
like
and that's a lot
completely,
different.
yeah. So but when I'm there, it's like, just speaking from a different perspective. When I'm there, it's like, oh shit, like I'm going, like, oh no, I'm just like,
No, but it's not even like the responsibilities when I take it that it freaks me out. It's like health. It makes me feel like, holy shit, am I really this high? Like, I might have to go to the hospital. Quite a few times, dog, do I get to that point when I take edibles where I'm like, I might fucking not make this. I might not make it. I'm not happy. I'm not having a good time, and that's what makes me go. I probably ought to give up weed, bro. Like I'm not having a good time. I'm not. And why do it if I'm not gonna have a good time? That's because that's where alcohol got me. I'm like, call the fucking hospital. Get me off of this. The one time I
mate.
go, I'll never fucking do weed again. I promise. Because it'll
Mm-hmm.
fucking put me there, and I'll be like, I think I'm having a stroke, and they'll be like, you're high as fuck, and I'll be like, can we check? I've been there, not going back.
I think, how would I say this? Maybe you're a better person being sober, being what is it called, straight edge.
You might be right. I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Maybe just the casual every now and then
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
drink
yeah.
is
I'm not
better
saying like.
than this. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just thinking for like, I'm just saying like from a mindset, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like really honestly putting myself in like those type of shoes, right? I would say maybe it's, is it easier to be straight edge and kind of like force yourself on an ideology, or do you have enough self confidence to
Mm-hmm.
really believe you could have an occasional drink or occasional smoke
Yeah,
and still be
absolutely.
okay?
100%.
It's easier to have that full on
100%.
mindset.
No,
Exactly.
it's easier to do the one every now and then type of thing.
Oh,
I can
okay.
do that, and I
Okay.
have full confidence in that. The
Mm-hmm.
only reason that I don't is because I have to. It's like a weigh the options mindset, right? Like when I fucking see a joint, I'm like, I don't weigh no options. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm good, and
I made
for
that
everyone,
decision.
I'm
Yeah, yeah.
always down. Like I
Mm-hmm.
used to be down when somebody fucking, you know, crack open the cold ones or,
Mm-hmm.
bust out the liquor. I'm just right there to get absolutely. I don't have nothing to do. Give me one.
Dog, a very, yeah,
No, go
a
ahead.
very toxic trait that I kind of like imposed myself one time. Maybe I would say, maybe I said it, so maybe I have to stand by. I have to stand by it. Maybe like a toxic trait that has like really come on to me. Maybe no, definitely a toxic trait that I've kind of like disposed on myself is that at one point I kind of just decided in my head, I was like, if someone offers me marijuana, I would always say yes. Just because like
I
it's
mean,
always,
yeah.
I would rather in this moment be high than sober, or maybe just, maybe not even. It sounds weird when I say it like that, right? And it is the truth. That is like the reality of it. But I would say like under the influence of THC, just because in my mind it highlights life. I do realize at some points, hey, if I'm like being busy with like heavy like cerebral, I can't even say that word right, just from my regular speech,
Mm-hmm.
very like high functioning mind, uh, I would not smoke. So if like I'm studying, I don't know if I would want to smoke. I wouldn't smoke. But like a physical activity, dog, like that's what I do. I just like get like, just because it's like feels so natural because you feel like every part of your body, and it's just like
Now, don't
I
get me
can.
wrong. Like our whole fucking trip we took in Colorado, like all the hiking and shit we did,
Yeah.
being high was number one. It
Yeah,
was the
because you're
fucking that made the whole thing better, dude.
yeah, because you're out there in nature and it like just kind of like
Everything was
highlights
enhanced.
or
I was having a great
enhance. Yeah,
time.
that's the E word I was thinking. I was like thinking of an E word. Enhance is that
Enhanced.
word.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
was enhanced. It
Thank
was
you.
great.
Yeah, exactly that. It
But
just
it's
enhances
like
your life. Like,
maybe I just succumbed to peer pressure too easy. I think that's probably what it is. Because like when I start to want to smoke, right? I just want to just like a little bit, just enough
Mm.
to where I don't have the negative side effects later.
What are your negative side effects, by the way?
I just feel like either tired, like
Or just too stoned, if you
it either
will.
just drains my energy. I get
Okay.
too stoned, I can't really do anything, or I just want to sit down and not do anything.
Okay.
Those
yeah.
are the ones that like are negative.
Mm-hmm.
And then like if I have to smoke too much, I kind of feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Like
little
feel
bit of a
bad,
weed,
man.
like a weed hangover.
Oh, okay. The next day, yeah. If you smoke, yeah. After about 4 joints, I feel that.
Yeah,
Honestly, that's for me.
bro.
But I don't know.
I was talking with a friend of mine at work, right? He said that he heard something about how they're even starting to put fentanyl on weed now.
Oh, that's terrible. Just to kill people. Honestly, what the fuck is that
I
all
mean,
about? You
I
know what
don't
I'm
even know,
saying?
bro. But that right there.
Evil.
Remember the other day I told you like after we went to one of the functions, I was like, bro, I'm no longer smoking weed that I didn't roll or you didn't personally bring.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's not somebody that I know who they get their weed from, where they get it, and how they take care of it, I'm not smoking it.
Dog, can I just be like,
100%.
like if you really think about it, it's like the smoke circle pod, right? It's a circle, and like at episode 1, we're like, ah, yeah, big time stoners, hell yeah,
Big
like,
vibing. And then
big
here we
vibes,
come down to the bottom.
all the way to like episode 66, and it's like, oh shit, like maybe it takes 66 episodes to realize that you shouldn't. I would say for me, so it depends on who you are. Maybe like you shouldn't smoke weed, or you should honestly take less or smoke less. Just say, I'll say that.
Yeah.
Smoke less. Take more breaks. Like I took 1 day. So like this is my mindset right now, right? I took 1 day break, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna smoke Monday. Okay, I went out Sunday. Did not. Maybe I was like, I'm not gonna smoke Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or something like this, or Monday or Tuesday. Maybe sorry, my bad. I can't say this right now. I'm
So
sorry.
you told yourself that?
I told myself I'm not gonna smoke in my mind. I said I'm not gonna smoke Monday, Tuesday. Did Monday, then went Tuesday, and I was like, joint would be really nice right now. So I smoked. So like that's just me completely honest right now, and it's like, is that like that's probably
I think what's worse
that's
is
a
that
weakness, right?
I
That's
think
probably
what's
like,
worse
damn.
is how much you think about it.
Okay, so it's gonna be okay, right?
I think it's gonna be okay.
I know
but
it's
if
gonna
you're
be
to
okay,
the
but it's like,
but I would also say it's unhealthy for you if you're to the point where you're telling yourself, I shouldn't do that today.
okay.
Because now you have like an internal conflict of
Yeah.
like, well, today is here and I do want to smoke, but I told myself I wasn't gonna smoke.
Yeah, you're right.
Instead of just, I either want one or I don't want one. Just
Yeah.
go based on your feelings for it. I feel more so than your thoughts on it.
Damn. Okay. So
Because
like,
if
more
you're
of, like,
feeling it, you're
emotion.
feeling it, and it's not a big
Yeah.
deal.
The only
But also,
hard thing about
skipping
that,
days
though,
isn't a big deal.
no, yeah. The very hard thing about that, though, for me, I would say often I would say yes. Like,
Then
I would
what's
just
the
say yes
problem?
every single day.
Then what's the problem? You see what I'm saying? Or if it's causing a conflict,
Yeah.
and you have to think about it,
No,
then
that's the
something's
thing.
got to give.
That's the thing I really do want to hammer home, is that I really do take care of my business. I think that's
Exactly.
super important. Like,
Yeah.
you have to have a healthy relationship with it. So it's like, just like anything in life, you have to take care of your shit, whether you do it
Yes.
under the
100%.
and
in no way, shape,
but it's
or
like
form.
you're doing it.
Am I like, no, I wouldn't. I don't even consider giving up weed for that reason, right? I do it just because I don't like feeling like shit. Because feeling like shit makes me not do the things that I want to do.
But
Not
at
being
what-
high, because I don't do them while I'm high, but feeling like shit after being high puts me in a deficit of not getting the shit done.
So let me
And
just.
so therefore, it has to be the weed to go.
How much do you need to smoke to make you feel like that?
Honestly, bro, I told you this too. I'm thinking about just like looking for like much lower class weed.
Oh,
Like
okay,
not
yeah.
so fucking stupid potent.
Okay.
Lower THC content all day. Don't feel like
No, 'cause
shit.
you're just like,
feeling just enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because I
man.
smoked that bunk ass weed, bro, and it gave me just a buzz, and I was like, I just feel okay.
Yeah.
I could smoke this literally all day and not get any higher.
Fair, fair. I love that. Yeah.
Because I'm kind of like you. I just kind of enjoy going out just to take a break and have a joint.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Just even from just like what's going on in the day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Get your mind together, have a joint, get back to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I could do that, bro, I'm smoking like the weed that we buy.
Fair, fair.
I'm gonna get too high.
And
I'm gonna be retarded. I'm not gonna be able to do anything. It's not happening.
I think that's I made a mistake. Maybe I think I did. I smoked a joint with my sister, right? And after that, I feel like it really kind of like affected her, and it was like, fuck, like, did I kind of cause that? Because like thinking it back, right? It's some strong ass shit.
It's some strong ass fucking shit.
I'm just so used to it that it's like, oh, yeah. I mean, she just took a couple hits, right?
It's basically
because it's like so strong nowadays, really, honestly. And
all
if you're
of
not
it,
ready
yeah,
for
dude.
it, like, but that's the thing though, Reed. It's like it opens your mind, and it kind of like goes back to it's like it opens your mind. So it's like you're either ready to face it, or you're not. And like if
Yeah.
you're not,
But also,
like
I
that-
feel with like
but it also does something to your mind. But that's how I think of it in my mind. But it has different effects for other people.
I feel like the first time you do any kind of thing like that, you should have a guide, right? Like you should be like, oh, you want to smoke weed for the first time? Well, let's block out the day, right? Let's take all the negativity out of the day.
Let's be of age.
Let's be of age, and let's like I'll know that it's the first time you get high, so we'll do like cool high shit, so you have a fairly easy experience with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause just
Yeah, you
getting
can't
like,
be
there's no way,
blasted.
bro, that I would fuck with weed if I took the edibles that we get now when I first started smoking. I'd have been like, nah, wasn't pleasant. None of that shit was fun. You know what I'm saying? 100%.
You feel like that after edibles?
No, but I know
Okay.
that they're like, I'm prepared. Like, hey, I'm gonna take an edible. I'm gonna be fucked up. I know I'm gonna be fucked up, so it's like an occasional thing.
That sounds fun.
I block it out,
Yeah,
right? You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like when I'm gonna do edibles, I block it out.
Yeah.
But I
yeah,
also
yeah.
know that if that was the first time I ever got high, there's no fucking way I would ever do
yeah.
it again.
No, okay, so let me ask you this. So like I kind of had that when I first did that like college experience, right? When I was talking about game piece.
Yeah.
That was the first edible experience, right?
Hell yeah, I'm
And
never
so
coming back to this.
no, okay, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's like that was my first edible experience. So, and let's just say it like kind of like made me face it, right? And I was like, oh shit, like. But like depends on like your first experience and how you react to it, honestly. Because like in it, maybe everyone reacts different. Because I look at it, it's like, fuck, this is like crazy, and like I'm fucking going straight in. Like I know I'm gonna be like that weak, mentally I'm gonna be like, I don't know, just inferior, honestly.
You played it very mental though. I feel like a
but
lot of
I'm
people.
just cerebral. I'm just cerebral. That sounds
Cerebral?
so fucking. I can't
Cerebral?
even say it. It's fucking retarded, but.
Damn.
Like, you have
And
to,
so
like,
go
blurt that
back to
out
the
now,
whole
but-
story, like, because you talked about that edible because of the person,
Okay.
and we were on that track of like what happened throughout that time, and I kind of want to touch back to that.
About the person or the experience of getting high?
Like, well, I don't really remember the whole topic of why we were talking about that person, but it had to do with like,
Bitch shit about quivering,
well, it was kind of about like which person.
being quivering when you like stood up on them and like it would
Okay,
kinda, like,
yeah,
branched
but like
off from
your
bullying.
experience of like where you were at that time. Because
Okay,
you
yeah,
said
my
the cookie
experience-
kind of like enlightened you, right?
Oh,
like-
like there's been like a few enlightening moments in my life, or kind of like watershed moments in my life, and I just say like, when a bully has, after years, has come like full circle, and you end up in a similar or same position, and the person apologizes, it just vindicates you and kind of like just relieves you, and just I would say, how would I say it? It's just like yeah, like you just see a weight's been
Not
lifted.
that person, the other person.
Oh,
The
okay,
person
yeah,
you
wait.
ate the cookie with.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, wait.
So with that person,
Okay, I'm sorry.
for that for that experience, I'm sorry, I'm trying to reel you in.
My bad,
Um, damn, now I feel like a dick because I kind of cut you off on what you were
no,
saying.
no. I'm listening.
But like, we were talking about that person. You were going through an experience, and you stopped on the cookie because that person gave you that half that cookie that you shared it with.
It was a whole cookie. I ate half. Yeah.
Yeah, or so he gave you the whole cookie, and you ate that half, and you said that had caused like, kind of, is that caused what? Is that experience what caused y'all no longer to like
No,
associate?
I loved it. I loved it. That was just like one of the last
Yeah, but
experiences.
but did it make you open your eyes on the position you were with that individual, like that friendship?
It didn't really have so much to do with the relationship with this person because we vibed and we literally just, I don't know if it was the same. No, it was like before. It was ASAP Rocky's new album and we like went to Target and we just like hung out like just stood there talking. But I think that was before it. If I'm like I thinking back in my mind, but it wasn't so much of like looking relationship with him. It was just like shit. This is like a crazy fun experience of getting high and kind of like hearing like different. I was able to like audibly hear like waves in a weird type of way. I mean that's just how
Dude.
stoned you are, right? You just like vibe and it's like in a weird. It just like does some.
It's so weird that we know
Funky
all
shit,
the
but it's
same
like-
people, right? But had such two different experiences in that same time frame. Because you picked that person, right? And the person that I picked that I did shit with all the time, kind of like you were doing that, right? Is the other person.
It's the same person, just inverted.
And it was like it was a different habit, right? It was a lot of alcohol. It was like heavily getting fucked up and doing our own vibing out process. Being our own like
just feeding
way.
off of
Yeah.
each other
and in an experience and in a time where I could have like focused up a whole different way, and I could be so much better where I'm at today than had I done that shit.
But even though you're reckoning from the past, but you're able to literally reckon it
Yeah.
and like accept it and go through it. From that, you're gonna evolve and become a better person because you care. It's really what it comes down to, honestly. Like if you care, honestly, right? If you really think about it, it's like, do you care enough to make yourself a half decent person? And I think you do,
Yeah.
and then like you're just going after that, and making sure every day, just make sure you're 1% better than the next, right? Just whatever it may be. I know it's cliche, but it's cliche for a reason. Just be better every single day. Maybe even it's by percentage.
I like that. That's pretty good.
Hell yeah, man.
I wish we wouldn't have ranted on having high experiences for like 30 minutes. We went deep on the high experience again.
Hell yeah, man. But I think that's what the people really resonate with, because it's real and authentic. It doesn't really get shared out loud too often.
It really doesn't, right?
That's one thing I kind of miss in the stoner community. It's just like, yeah, I get high and all this, but like, at what? Okay, like if you like weed, if you're a stoner, I think they're like.
I directly
few.
blame COVID for this.
No, but even before COVID, it was
Yeah.
like you're not really able to like the stoner community never like came together and was like, why has weed been such a transformative substance in your life? It's just like, nah, man, you're just gonna get high and that's what it is. But if you really take it from a different perspective, if you're a stoner, why you're a stoner? Why do you like weed so much? For me, it's because maybe it has opened up my eyes to different ways of living and it kind of like enhances life and all this. So it's like no one really talks about that, or like what types of highs have you been like? There's been different types of highs in your life, right? That's like it's just
Yeah.
like human experience. So it's like shit. Like what was your favorite high, or what like it's like no one really talks about that. It's just like nah, man, it would just get fucked up and like I didn't get too fucked up, but maybe like get blitzed and you drive a car and you get burned out and you die right there, right? It's fucking deep and it's just like shit. It's like what do you do,
I don't know where you just took me. I'm not sure where we are, but it's deep.
It's how it is though, right? It's just like
Yeah.
it's just but it's life.
Wow.
That's just life though. It's crazy how personal it can get, but literally
Damn.
just how it is. It's
Makes me feel, dude. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of a tough conversation that we had from before we went on the stream. It weighs heavy on me in two ways, but like thinking about it, like it's more worth it to remove it from my life than not to.
Yeah.
100%, right?
Cut ties.
Cut
the bait.
It has to be like, even if it's an awkward, uncomfortable conversation, right? Like, and that's another thing people don't fucking do very well anymore. It's very like, it's so bad for you anybody to have their fucking feelings checked or tested
or have a real conversation, right?
Have anything,
that's
right? Things. And I've been so dedicated to leave what I'm doing for something else. I haven't lost that, right? I still want that because I feel like even though I'm changing gears to put the effort in with what I'm currently doing and potentially asking for more in different ways, I don't want to lose the ambition to change everything if it means that's the right time or the right move. Correct? You know what I'm saying? And so, with that long-winded saying, I've been asking for more to do, right? And I was like, look, I just was like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, I'm bored. The shit we do, it's boring. I'm bored with what I do. Nobody wants to ask any more of me. And so, like, I need more to do. Like, I don't care what it is. Like, put me on the wildest other side because this shit ain't gonna cut it anymore. And so I've been kind of saying that, and then I kind of got some feedback because they were like, you know, I got somebody who never does this. He was like, hey, you did good in that meeting. Like, the way you stood up and you took charge of it was good. And I was like, I don't have, like, honestly, I'm tired of not hurting people's feelings because I want to say some shit, and I'm like, I might hurt their feelings, and they're gonna hurt my feelings. I was kind of like, what the fuck are they gonna really do?
Yeah.
And I gained some respect out of it, but when I told that person after he told me that, I was like, yeah, you know, I kind of am just bored. The shit's boring anymore. I'm tired of dealing with the idiocracy between all the nonsense going on out there and the people I have to deal with. And I was like, I either want more to do or I'm going to have to find something else, kind of deal. Like, without saying it. And they were like, yeah, you know, because there's a lot of days where, you know, we're like, what did you do in a day? Or, you know, where's Reed? And like, put my finger on your pulse, make sure you still have a pulse type shit. That's what he said. And I was like,
nah, fam.
I was like, damn, like, I just told you I don't like to. I even said this before he said that. I forgot I left this part out. I told him, I was like, well, you know, I'm not sure that you're one of them, but I kind of lead on to people that I'm not quite as bright as I really am. I don't like to show my result. Right? I'll play my cards as it helps me, not as it helps somebody else. And I kind of told him that stuff. And he was like, well, I'm glad to hear you say that because of the, you know, and I was like, I can either accept what he just said, or I could be a dickhead about it and go back to being small-mindedness about it. I could just fucking live with what he fucking said about, and he's kind of being a dickhead about it. Right? And that kind of gave me like that experience of like, I had to like step back and be like, look, just accept what he said because you've been bored and you don't want to do the shit anyway. So yeah, you haven't been present. So just accept it. Even though like I have put in my 2 cents about all my stuff, and I always get rejected and shut down on stuff. So it's like, just keep it in the bottle and we'll fucking pull it out when we need it.
Yeah, man. Once you find exactly right, it's like, man, yeah. Once you find that I don't know if it's that self-respect or if you, once you, how would I say it? It's like once you have like some self-respect, right? Sorry. No, because, yeah, like it's like David Goggins. I can't really exactly remember, but it's like you have that self-respect, so it's like you have dignity, So you're gonna have self-respect, right? I don't know which like comes first. That's what I'm trying to like process in my mind. Like, what comes first, self-respect or dignity? But
Honestly, well, dignity is kind of like
you have to have dignity.
dignity
You
can
have to
get in
have
the way
self-respect to.
if you're too close-minded, right? You have too much dignity and you die on the
Too much.
hill.
That's pride, though. If you and hubris and just small-mindedness. I wouldn't really say that's
Yeah, I guess. Well, dignity would be standing up for yourself or self-respect,
right.
right?
But
That
like
is.
once you, then you become stronger, right?
Mm-hmm.
David Goggins on that little song. It's like he said it like in an interview. Like once you go past your point where you can't really think you can go anymore, that's where you find their self-respect. Once you go past that, it's like, oh shit, I'm a lot more capable than I ever thought I realized, and I have the potential to be great. So anytime you're not harnessing that potential, you're kind of like wasting your life away. It's like, oh shit, it's like,
Damn.
damn. Kind of hits a different type of way when you're kind of like, fuck, in a, doing whatever with your shit. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, no, I get it. I just kind of doing some self-reflecting as you're saying that. I gotta quit doing that shit. That's
Mm.
not for right now, man. Take me out of the fucking zone.
No,
Um,
I forgot. I'm
and
so serious.
I mean, yeah, I kind of took it. I kind of took it both the right and wrong way, but I also have to take it as like knowing that like he doesn't understand, right? Like he doesn't know that like saying that to somebody who's kind of putting it out there. When you say that, it kind of damages that, and I'm ready to fucking deal with it. I'm over it. It's one way or another for me, right? I'm in a position capable of handling that, but somebody else does that and is vulnerable, and you take the negative route by saying something negative first before positive, you really damage that person more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of like he could have just in the feet,
Yep. Demo. Like he's a
like that's it, boom.
big dummy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like not
Anyways,
playing
I mean, I
checkers.
took it the right way, and it ended up
Yeah, man.
benefiting me. Not really speaking on it in the moment, just kind of accepting and listening,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's benefited me. The last couple of days, I've had some extra task type stuff
Mm-hmm.
that I was like, I'm okay with this. This is better than what I was doing. I mean, just been
Mm-hmm.
fucking sitting here doing nothing,
No, no, just like you
managing
said.
some
Yes.
bullshit task.
No, fuck yeah, man. Yeah, man. I fucking I feel it, man. Like I would say, not to just talk about myself, but like I'm kind of like in a transitionary time in my life, and it's like for the longest time I kind of felt like just ultimately stagnant and not really like being ready to, not being able to grow. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you're not put in the position, then you can't, right? If you're set up to fail, then you will, right? You can only do so much, honestly. Then looking back, it's like fuck. I mean, I have like proof, in my record
Yeah.
too. So it's like, fuck, man. It's gonna be okay, man. You're just gonna keep on pushing. Where was I going with that? I had like a
I don't know,
deeper.
but honestly, that makes me pretty like. I think because you made that move,
Oh
it
yeah.
kind of made me go.
Mm.
I mean, he did it. We've been talking about it, and he did it. So how am I gonna do my move? What's my move? I didn't even have my next move lined up. I didn't know what it was.
Mm.
So I was like, I got to do something. It
Mm.
kind of lit some more fire because I
Mm.
was like, damn.
I kind of sensed it though the last
But
couple weeks, honestly.
that's good though because
Oh
honestly, that's
yeah.
that see, and that's that proper fire, and that's the difference. That's the
Yeah.
difference
Yeah.
between what we talked about earlier.
Yeah. Yep. 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 Yep.
It should have lit the same fire for someone else, but it didn't. It lit a different fire of toxicity.
Yeah, man. Jealous. I'm just thinking of I'm just like in my mind. I'm just
What?
jumping into jealousy. I've never been a jealous person, and like you just at some type of root level, you do feel like that's like fucking weird. But like, yeah, it's like be that person. I just thought in my head, it's like
It's
I'm able to be that type of friend. Why that other person has that possibility, right? I'm not saying like yay for me, but it's like really like you can like do that, man. I'm not nothing special.
I
You know what I'm
feel
saying? Like,
like there like a small amount of jealousy or envy is good, right? Right? Because being jealous and envious of
maybe
you
it's not.
making.
I would if someone was like maybe making moves, I would be like, well, I don't know if there's a real any jealous, but it'd be like, I just have a dog, right? So it's like not even like I don't even think about other
It's
people. It's
not
like for
jealous, but like,
myself, like
yeah, but for yourself. But
it
when you
has like
see
nothing.
somebody close to you do that,
Okay, okay,
it
okay.
kind of lights that
Oh yeah, it's
fire
like
of like, damn, they're going
shows
to
you
the
can be
next
done.
level. I know them, they know me, and we talk about it, and it's like, if I don't accept that he did that, and maybe get that little bit of jealousy, like, damn, he's gonna do better. He's going somewhere better. Almost competition. Almost competitively. Because
That's
we're
just
fucking
nature.
men, right?
We're men,
Because
right?
we're
That's
men.
just
I'm
like
competitive as fuck.
yeah.
And I've been competing against somebody else for years, and I'm like, damn, there's a lot of competitors. And if he's going to make the next move, I'm about to be in last place, and I got to start making my fucking changes in
Dog.
life. That dog, it's the same dog.
No, but exactly that. It's like you want to be honestly, in my mind, you just want to be that. Don't. It's you against yourself. It's not
Right.
against you versus anyone else. It's you versus you.
Right.
It's like, just think of fighting, right? Fighting that perfect example. Like
It
when
is
you're in
you.
that cage.
You have to fight yourself far before you're going to fight that opponent.
Yep.
And you've either won or lost
Yep.
when you step in there.
Yep.
Very few fights, bro.
Yep.
Is it really one in there?
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's two people that have already won outside, that's when it's a fucking. That's when it's a match, bro.
Yep. And that's where you see that that's where the
That's when the physical dog comes out.
Yep.
That's the fights of the night, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because that's that's just exactly that.
Fight of the year is always the one that they both already knew that they had won.
Yep. Damn, exactly.
Neither one of them accepted that they had lost that fight.
Yep. Okay, like let me ask you this, right? So like you go to that level. I was never able, Reed, to get to that level. Always, and then like kind of resonate with Nate Diaz because he's always like, man, it's a fight, anything can happen. In my mind, it's kind of like that. It's like I'm ready to like go, right? But at the end of the day, shit, it's a fight. He's never been knocked out, right? He's never been submitted, but like it's a fight, like anything can happen.
But he is so comfortable and accepting of the amount of experience and in his skill set that's how he can feel. That's a whole different level.
Yeah. That's honestly how.
That's having always already won the fight. He's like, I've already won. I know I can win.
Yeah, you can win though, right?
You know you can win.
You know you can. And you've done it. No reason why you can't right here.
There's no reason why you couldn't do it right here. Mm-hmm. That's just a comfort level. No reason to even start.
But yeah, exactly.
That's a comfort level. What you're talking about is like a on the rise level.
Yeah, I mean, I was never like any good, right? I'm not even saying like same, but like it's more like a mental thing, right? Because like then like your physical kind of like
absolutely
definitely gets there, right? So I was never as good as like physically as good as I speak, right? But you have to kind of like go there in your mind because that's how you really train and like it's
really, so for my first two fights, right, I lost my first fight I ever took, and then I won and set a record for the fastest submission in that household or in that amateur competition. Mm-hmm. I set the record for the fastest submission time, fight to fight, right? Because that first fight, I was like, holy shit, nobody's like really walked me through this. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. What am I finna feel in there? I don't know. Mm-hmm. And all this other shit, right, is racing through my mind. And I'm like, damn, what if I can't hear my coaches? What if I fucking this? What if that guy hits me with that? And I was like, I didn't even know, but I had already lost that fight far before I stepped in the cage.
Yep.
It was just time to face the physical facts.
Yep. Man.
The next time, however, I was like, I remember being here. I know what I need to do. The first thing I'm doing, ears open, I'm listening for coach. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm listening to. Mm-hmm. First thing. And the second thing, I was like, I know what I'm doing. I'm in this bitch for a reason.
Damn, that's so crazy that you say that. Once you said that, it just kind of like unlocked a different perspective in my mind. It's like, that's kind of like why I kind of like being a teacher in a way, because like it kind of comes from that. It's like you make mistake, but it's like, shit, I can learn from this. Like what went right, what didn't, like what was the triggers for like the wrong reactions, what can I do to kind of like get better at that. And it's always that like mental like gymnastic type game, and it kind of like speaks to fighting in the same type of way. It's like, okay, like I got fucked up last time, this person got me in an arm bar, like hit me with some shit I wasn't ready for, and I got caught looking stupid, right? And then you just take that shit and it's like, fuck, like, okay, this went wrong, this went wrong. Maybe this went a little right. Maybe not this fight, but like, yeah, in
Yeah.
a different fight. So maybe you can kind of like tailor that,
Yeah, so
and you'll
that's like
get
that's
there.
honing your skill set, right? And then once you hone your skill set, competing with it is complete. The competition part is completely different. Then
Dude, I lasted 30 seconds and I blew. Not even 30 seconds, 10 seconds. It wasn't even 30 seconds. Looking back on it, it was probably like 10 seconds. And I dislocated my knee. And I like, oh fuck. And I was like, okay, can I go? I was like, dude, this is an amateur type shit. Like, I'm not gonna fuck on my knee for life potentially for some.
no,
It's like, nah, I don't care enough. So I tapped out. The fucking like referee, he got up real quick. But he was respectful. But then like the referee was like doing like this cramp shit. Like he was like dude. And I was like, I wasn't even thinking like he's doing cramps. I was like, my knees like out, and then like went back in. I was like, oh no, it went back in, and the ref was like, oh shit, like he didn't expect like it was a dislocation, but like
he's like, oh shit, like
he's like,
that
it's
you like got
cramps.
hurt.
Yeah, exactly. And I just like brushed it. I was like, oh shit. It was like, but yeah, like he was thinking I was cramping. I was like, dog, like you think I'm just gonna like, tap like. I was
From
like,
a
maybe
cramp?
of course, maybe that's what some people do, but like, nah, fam, like,
I have a bad.
yeah, my knee fucked up, like, you know what I'm saying? It was just kind of maybe that's what it was amateur type shit. But I was like, it was kind of like looking back, and I was like, what type of referee? Like, I could never imagine, like, but like, you know, some people do. At the same time, it's like, man, it's like I couldn't last, right? And it's like, fuck, it kind of like
Yeah, but that's a
can
that's a
eat me
different kind
away,
of
but it
thing.
doesn't really do. But
Yeah, but
so,
that's something different. That's kind of like, I mean, that's facing like an injury, and that happens, and that can always be teetering, right? Because that's something you can't control, like
yeah,
a part of
kind
your
of
body
fucked
that
up.
you can't really like.
I did jujitsu for 10 seconds. I did wakeboarding 10 seconds. Both things I really wanted to, and I blew my knees out both times.
Oh my god,
You know what I'm saying? So kind of like,
damn!
fuck me, man. I never even like said it out loud.
You
So
probably
kind of like,
shouldn't try fucking standing up, Sean.
and then even
I'm
like
not gonna
walk.
lie.
Then it was at my classroom. Fucked up my knee. It was after
That was the bad one.
That was the bad one, where it was dislocated for 10 minutes, and then the EMT had to come in and like redo it. He's like,
Oh
"Do you want
my
some
God.
fentanyl?" I was like, "No." And he's like, "You." He was a dick, honestly. He was kind of like, I think he was thinking that I was like trying to. This is a type of weird type of shit, right? I'll go there because I'm thinking about it right now. But like sometimes with guys, they like you said, they're super competitive, and maybe when they look at, I'm just gonna say it, but like whenever like maybe they're looking at me, they're kind of like thinking I'm trying to like one up them, but it's like, nah, fam, like my knee's been dislocated for 10 minutes. Like you have to go at a different type of level to survive, man. Your animal brain turns on where it's like, okay, my knee's
You're like, bro, I don't even
I
fucking
have
care where I'm at right
this
now.
is your reality. There's no escaping it. So you better fucking lock in right now, because this is what it is. You have to accept reality. You know, there's no click button to fast forward this moment in time. You're here for a little bit, motherfucker. So
Yeah,
deal
this
with
is
it.
life.
This is life.
It's gonna suck.
That's the fucking scariest point of
God,
life right there,
dude.
man. Is when you have to really fucking deep down
Survive.
like,
When you have to really survive for like,
I was like, what the fuck?
oh my God,
And
bro.
so your mind, that's where like the meditation kind of comes in play. It was like, it kind of allowed me to kind of easily access that kind of like flow. It's just like kind of, that's just it's fucked up, man. Worst pain in my life. It's fucked up, man.
Can I tell you where that takes me?
Mhm.
That takes me to mouth pain. Because I've had a lot of like fucked up teeth and stuff, and bad experiences with like having the operations done. Yeah, that's where that takes me. Like when they fuck up like how you got your tooth done, and they have to redo it, and you're like,
All those nerves.
you're like, damn, I'm really gonna have to go into this and go through this. And like you just really have to tell yourself like it's gonna be like 4 or 5 days, but after 4 or 5 days you won't remember what those 4 or 5 days were like.
Yeah.
I was like, so you just gotta get there.
Yep.
And it's gonna be fucked.
Yep.
And really all you can do is just find something else to focus on for that time.
What's those things?
Bro, anything that will distract you from the pain. or just the uncomfortableness, or just the thought of thinking about
TV, just numb
just
out.
like either TV or like just game it out, or just something to just like
Exercise. You can't read.
zone
That's too
from here.
much, right? You have to go so focus on your breathe. For me,
Yeah,
I
you
have
have
to
to
just
focus
focus
on
on
your
your
breathing
breathing, just like really like
and other stuff, and you just kind of have to be able to be like,
this is life for the next few.
you're
But
like,
you have to make terms, right? Kind of goes back to it all. You have to make terms of your body and what you're going to go through, right? And how you're going to get through it, right? You have to rely on
you have
yourself
to.
in some
You're just
type of
like,
way. You can't use drugs as a crutch. That's where it
yeah,
comes
if you're,
toxic. I
that's
feel
when,
like.
and that's when people want to do it the most, right?
Yeah.
That's how they get addicted to the,
Yeah.
and those same drugs just make all of it
Yep.
easier because
Yep.
you don't feel even the
Conveyor
other
belt.
stuff that slightly feels bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we're going from extreme
push
pain
the
to just
negative.
like minor, minute, just
Scripts.
your body's always sore and you don't even understand how sore it is because you're just numb to that level of pain.
Yep. To hook you on it so you can just be
And then when
medicated.
you're on that and you come back to just reality is painful.
Yep. That's why a lot of people can't face it.
Dude.
They're delusional. They're disillusioned. That's why
Man.
America's going down. That's why our current president is who he is. Because no one trusts
Our current
anyone and
president's
don't.
absolutely.
Yeah. Speaks to ourselves and speaks to our society. We gotta be stronger men, be stronger women, be stronger
we have to
people
be
together.
like. Honestly, we need to be a stronger community.
Yeah.
If we had a
yeah,
stronger community, this fucking guy would not be where he's at.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have put him there.
We wouldn't even be thinking about this person. We'd be
people-
higher level
Like, I don't
consciousness.
understand how come people can't open their eyes just to see that the curtain is no longer there. They're not
Oh,
even
it's-
hiding. It's right in front of you. And all you have to do is honestly just ask yourself the question. Is that real?
No one trusts the news, man. So everyone believes that it's all it's all
Be like,
propaganda and just. If you put a ranking, no one. I would say 75% of the U.S. population does not believe.
really? I would put you way closer to 50%.
Okay, even fit. Okay,
But that's all it takes.
yeah.
It only
fuck
takes
me.
51%.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So we got to get that few, and that's so hard. And that's where the fucking, the death grips of the fucking oil companies
That's
come
where the
into
death
play.
grips
and
of
then-
everybody are. And saying, oh, that's where the death grips of the oil company come from, and the pharmaceuticals and the corruption.
Yeah.
People still to this day, bro, will tell you, you're a like conspiracy theorist. And you're
Conspiracy
like,
to what?
I'm just awake.
Yeah, I'm woke. But yeah, literally.
I'm
they-
awake. You're
they
saying
make
you're
it
woke,
like
but
that.
I'm awake.
Exactly.
They
That's
took
the
what you said,
yep.
coined it, turned it into a fucking slogan for the wrong people, and now when you say it, you're a part of the problem. Actually,
Yeah, but they don't even realize how stupid they look. They think they're being clever.
you're like, oh,
when-
I'm woke, and you're like, you're actually the one that's asleep.
Yep.
They got you
They
because
got
they
you.
thought because you thought if you use that word, you're on the right side, but actually, that's when you're wrong because
Yep.
they got it first.
Yep. They just push that. They push those people who probably have that power, probably maybe
Oh,
underground influence to make that word happen.
100%, absolutely.
They try to just
But they know the tactics. If they get it to the correct
Mm-hmm.
50%, they got it. That's all they
make
need.
it look silly, make us believe that we don't believe in aliens.
And
You
really,
know,
they just keep dividing us and trying to turn us against ourselves. And that's what divides people fastest. Is to get two things that are on the opposite side and get these people to believe this one and those people to believe that one.
bots.
We'll tear ourselves apart.
Yep.
And that's what they've done.
Yep. If everyone's on their phone, they're only
That's why
mostly
you-
interacting with
Dude,
bots.
that's
They're
why
not
you have-
interacting with real people.
That's why you have all of these hot topic subjects like I'm gonna go like over the political, but also like morally against people. You have abortion, you have gun rights, you have like our freedom to say whatever the fuck we want to say when we want to say it, right? Our freedom of speech. They're going after our fundamental rights based on where we live was founded on. And they've gotten people to believe that those things are wrong. And
People
that
know.
has made us hate them for believing that. And
Yeah.
they hate us for saying what they believe in is wrong.
They're in their winning side
And
right now.
Instead of coming together and saying, can we just talk about it? Can we have a discussion about it? No, if you're not believing that like some of these
because I thought they overcharged and I explained this